In this video, I will discuss the ASP.NET Core Identity setup in your ASP.NET Core MVC or ASP.NET Core Web API applications. I will use SQL Server as the database, Entity Framework Core Code First Approach, ASP.NET Core MVC Application, and ASP.NET Core Identity. What is ASP.NET Core Identity? ASP.NET Core Identity is a membership management system that provides login functionality to ASP.NET Core applications. It allows us to create, read, update, and delete user accounts. It supports account confirmation, role-based and claim-based authorization, email confirmation, password recovery, account lockout, and two-factor authentication with SMS and email. It also supports external authentication like Microsoft, Facebook, Google, etc. We will discuss implementing these features in our upcoming videos. ASP.NET Core Identity Setup Step by Step. Let us proceed and see the step-by-step process of setting up ASP.NET Core Identity in an ASP.NET Core MVC application. First, create a new ASP.NET Core project in Visual Studio. Then, select a web application or API template, depending on your project requirements. I will show you both the backend and frontend parts. So, I will use the ASP.NET Core Web Application with the Model View Controller project template. So, create a new ASP.NET Core application using the ASP.NET Core Web App, Model View Project, template and provide the project name ASP.NET Core Identity Demo. As we discuss everything from scratch, select the authentication type as none. With this, the project should be created with the following structure. ASP.NET Core Identity needs 4 packages to be installed in your application. These packages are 1. Microsoft.ASP.NET Core, Identity.Entity Framework Core. 2. Microsoft.ASP.NET Core, Identity.UI. 3. Microsoft.Entity Framework Core, .SQL Server. 4. Microsoft.Entity Framework Core Tools. So, open NuGet Package Manager for the solution and search for Microsoft.ASP.NET Core, Identity.Entity Framework Core, and then install the package. You need to install the following packages in the same way. While installing the packages, please review the changes and accept the license. Microsoft.ASP.NET Core, Identity.UI, Microsoft.Entity Framework Core, .SQL Server, if using SQL Server. Microsoft.Entity Framework Core Tools, for migrations. Once all the packages are installed, your package folder should look as shown below. Here, you can observe all the package. So, create a class file named ApplicationDBContext.cs within the models folder and then copy and paste the following code. Our ApplicationDBContext class is inherited from the IdentityDB context, and if you go to the definition of IdentityDB context, you will see it is inherited from the DB-context class. Now configure Entity Framework Core. In your program.cs file, configure Entity Framework Core. To register the Entity Framework Core, add the following code to the program class. Now let's configuring connection string in app-settings.json file. Next, open the app-settings.json file and copy and paste the following code. Here, we are providing the connection string name SQL Server Identity Connection, which we used in our program class. Add authentication middleware to the request pipeline. In the program.cs class file, add app use authentication and app use authorization middleware components to the request processing pipeline to enable identity. We want to authenticate users before the request reaches the MVC middleware. So, it is important to add authentication middleware before the MVC middleware in the request processing pipeline. So, the complete code of our program class should look like this. Next, we need to generate the migration file and update the database. Open the Package Manager console and execute the following add migration and update database commands. You can give your migration any name. Here, I am giving it Identity Migration 1. The name that you are giving it should not be given earlier. Now, if you verify the database, you should see the following tables in the Identity Core DB database. In our next video, we will discuss all these database tables in detail.